What
Who are you?
the hell? I'm your producer.
My producer.
Yes, fool. Producer DD. My name is in the end credits.
Hoy hoy everyone, welcome to another episode of the O Show. I'm O and I'm here for your amusement. Okay, so this video is for my fellow Black Mirror ends. Black Mirrorites. So if you are a fan of the show Black Mirror that is streaming on Netflix, new season alert. Okay, season 7 is out. So just want to talk about it, you guys. So I'm not going to like spoil the episodes, because if you ever watch Black Mirror, like you need to sit down and like process everything from beginning to end. I'm only going to talk about a few things, but I did want to talk about some of the episodes with you all. Oh my god, you guys, like, so funny story, stupid story, really. Y'all, tell me why Saturday night I get on my sofa. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this show, and it's only 6 episodes, so it's not that bad. And I'm watching episode 5, and I guess I must have like passed out at the end of the episode, right? So when I woke up, I was just in time for the next episode. So I guess I just wasn't thinking of how far along I was. So this episode started. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me just watch it. And whatever I fell asleep on, I'll rewatch tomorrow, Sunday. So I watched this episode, and there is this woman who lost her like redheaded guy. And she's so distraught. And then someone was like, hey, we could put like his voice and thought and whatever in this program, and then it'll call you and talk to you. And then at the end of the episode, they put the consciousness like in this like dummy doll thing. So he's walking and talking around the house, and then she's getting mad at him and kicks him out the house and stuff. And I was like, you know, I feel like this reminds me of an episode that they had in the past. Mind you, this is like 2 a.m, so I'm not all there, right? So, and then I started thinking of this meme that someone made about that episode where they were like, man, you women are crazy. Like, she literally gets a fake dude and she still finds a way to pick a fight with, with him. He ain't even real. And so that episode ended, and I was like, okay, that's odd. Like, did they just run out of ideas? But then, y'all, the next episode played, and I'm sitting there watching it, and it was about a senator who wakes up and finds out some girl gets kidnapped. And so she was like, well, I'll get released if the senator has sex with a pig. I had to stop and be like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all, Netflix is just randomly showing me episodes, and my dumb ass just sitting there just watching it like, oh man, this is gonna be good. I don't like that autoplay. I like the autoplay when I'm watching a season, but when the season's over, I need Netflix to be smart enough to stop it and not just play another random episode. So I was like, I wasted like an hour and a half of my life. I could have just went to bed. So yeah, so anyway, that was my story. Anyway, you guys, that's Orpheus problems. So, so let's talk about this show. Okay, so episode 1, you guys, it's called Common People. And you got our boy, Chris O'Dowd. You got Rashida Jones, who plays his wife. And then you got Tracy Ellis Ross. Okay, she's playing a character named Gaynor. And Rashida Jones, she's a teacher. And she all of a sudden ends up in the hospital one day. And so the doctors are like, hey, you know what? Your wife has like this tumor in her brain and it's not good. Okay. But Tracy Ellis Ross's character comes in and says, hey, you know, we got this like trial program thing that we've been working on, and the surgery is free. You just have to pay monthly after the fact, right? So they put her thoughts and memories and consciousness and everything into the cloud. Okay. And you're just like this weird monthly subscription that you have to sign up for. And then she'll just be normal, walk and talk and do what she was doing before. The only thing is she's going to be sleeping a lot, right? And that's pretty much what the episode was about. So go and watch it. But that first episode was so crazy. Like Tracy Ellis Ross, I really actually believe her character. I feel like she is a real lady that's sitting at the desk right now, just taking advantage of all these people.
Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Because it was like, okay, is this like a dig at streaming services? You know, you have a streaming service, and you think you're all good and fancy, and then they're like, well, you know, you could upgrade, and then you don't have to worry about these ads, and you don't have to worry about this, and you're like, damn, I got the poor package. And then if you do upgrade, then sure enough, they hit you with the, well, you know, we're coming out this other upgrade, you know, you gotta be with the cool kids and upgrade your service. Like, fuck you, streaming service. So that was actually cool. And I think it was taking a dig at like things like OnlyFans, because there's this site called Dumb Dummies. Yeah, that's what it was called. And that's all I gotta say. But that one was crazy. If you watch the episode and you hear what I'm saying, like, let me know. Like, do you agree? Because I do really think that that's what it's mimicking. It's mimicking life and these damn streaming services. I hate them all. Not you, YouTube. Now the second episode is, okay, how do you pronounce this? Bete Noir. Well, that's all fancy. This is the title of the second episode. I don't know how you pronounce it, but okay, look, you got this girl, right? She's working in this company. They're making this candy and chocolate and things like that. And then out of nowhere, one day, while they're having like a little focus group, an old schoolmate of hers shows up, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy girl," and no one liked her. Okay, there was rumor going around school and everything. So they end up meeting. It was awkward, and she had to pretend like she didn't know she was there. Like, oh my god, like, hey, how you doing? But then this girl ends up getting a job there. Okay, and craziness ensues after that. My only thing about this episode is the ending. It's really good. Like, I did enjoy it because stuff is happening. You're just trying to figure out, like, what the. Wait, am I crazy? Like, I literally at one point had to go back to the beginning of the episode and just see something, because I knew what she kept saying was right to her was right to me. And I was like, well, yeah, that's what that place is called. And someone was like, no, this place is called this name. She's like, no, I know it. It's called this. And then she ends up being like wrong. And I really had to stop and be like, wait, hold the fuck up. Because I'm sure she's right. Like, I had to, I literally rewound to the beginning. And it was like, we are right. So that was fun to figure out what was happening. But you guys, like, when you get to the end of this episode, like, it's a really good twist. But the thing this girl says and how the episode ends, I don't know. That was just like over the top. I get it. I mean, I probably would have said some stupid, crazy shit too. But what? Okay. That was it. So episode 2 is good. All right. Episode 3 is called Hotel Reverie. And this was a good one. And mind you, I didn't see any trailers going into this season. I just knew it was there, and I was like, let me just watch it, right? So they have a real big list of stars in every episode this season. So this episode has Issa Rae, Aquafina, and Emma Corrin, I believe is her name. Now, this one was an interesting story. So there's a movie that's being remade, because, you know, we are all in the age of movie remakes right now, unfortunately. But there's this movie that's being remade. It's a real old movie from like the 40s. And kind of like with like the gender swaps and things and race swaps that movies are doing, Issa Rae ends up starring in this movie that was originally played by a man, right? And she's playing this doctor character. And it's funny because when she ends up in this scene, which I'll kind of go over with you, but she was saying the same thing I was thinking. I was like, the whole white cast, like she's the only black person here. Are they gonna be fine with this black lady walking around in 1940? I thought like her saying that was going to trigger something, and yeah. But here's the thing, you guys. So there is this new technology that's being used. So they're not just remaking the movie; they're actually remaking the movie with the movie. When you watch it, it makes sense. But there's this program where she's putting a little device in her head that's going to transmit her into this movie world. So what she was watching on TV, she's now actually there. The people she see, they're there, and they're doing everything they did in the original movie, but it is real time. So I'm gonna leave that right there. So it was an interesting thing, you know. So it's literally just her just doing all the lines that they did in the original movie and interacting with the people. Now here's my thing. At the end of it, I thought they were gonna go a different direction, but I guess they didn't. But apparently this is like the one time they only have to do these scenes. So I didn't understand that. And I swear there was a part where someone was like, hey, we got to do this. We only have like 60 minutes left or 90 minutes left or something before this other group comes in and takes over this studio. But I guess that kind of went out the window because I feel like they were there for like a long time. So, but I thought maybe they would be like, hey, we're just testing this system, right? This is a brand new thing. Let's do your scene. Let's do a run through of the movie and see how it turns out. Like I didn't like the fact that it was like the final cut. I thought it was just gonna be like, let's do it, like, you know, like a real dress rehearsal, and then shit goes crazy, you know. So because there's times where she's talking and she's messing up and she's going and she's talking to the person back in the real world, but there's a camera that's recording her. So that can't be the final product. There's going to be so much shit you have to edit, you know. And blah, blah, blah. And then she gets back into character and starts talking. Like, the camera was on you this whole time. So that was my thing. If they had just said something like, you know, this is new, we're going to try it, stick to this, and then the consciousness of these people maybe start changing and switching and whatever, that's a whole other thing. So that was it. That's the only critique I have about that episode. Episode 4 is called Plaything. This was an interesting episode as well. So we got Will Poulter. Will Poulter's been doing a lot of good things lately. And we also have Peter Capaldi, right? So Peter Capaldi is playing this guy who gets arrested. He's like shoplifting. First of all, I think all stores need to have some kind of system where you just lock the doors and shut everything down when it's a shoplifter. But anyway, he's shoplifting. He gets stuck inside until the police come. So they bring him in, and they also find out that this man is also wanted for murder. Okay, so pretty much this episode is like an interrogation, right? They're asking the questions, he's answering, and then we're doing flashbacks, and we're all just like invested in everything he says. But it was so nostalgic of the stuff they were using. Like there was like a Sega Dreamcast. I used to have that system too. That was an awful system. I kind of wish I kept just the system. But the Sega Dreamcast and a whole bunch of other like old video games and systems and mentions of like The Sims and things like that. But there was this computer game which I feel like we all kind of played at one point. And there are these things called the thronglets. Am I saying the right word? I think it's like thronglets. Something written. But anyway, this is like this species where it's kind of like a Tamagotchi or like a Gigapet. And starts out with one, and then there's a couple, and there's more, and there's more, and you're like raising this whole like village. And but anyway, he's like getting sucked into this video game. And it's very dark, but it's cute at the same time. And there's a part even where he has this guy who comes over. He's staying with him for a period of time, and then he leaves. And when he comes home, he finds his friend like playing his game, but not playing the game. Like he's killing these creatures, and he loses it. Now look, I can relate, because you spend all this time playing a video game, and then your sibling or someone comes along and just goes, "Oh, saved game, bloop bloop bloop," and you start dying and losing stuff, and they're using your potions and your inventory, and you're like, "Ah, I'll murder you." I get it, dude. I get it. At the end of this one, there's this whole thing about a server, and shit goes down, right? But I feel like you get so invested in the story and what's happening, and then when that thing actually happens, boop, episode's over. I don't know. Some of these episodes, like they get you, and then you're like, I keep forgetting about this show. There's other episodes like this too. Like it gets to the end, and you're like, really? That's it? We couldn't just 5 more minutes? 5 more minutes? You couldn't go 5 more minutes? It just kind of just leaves you hanging, and then we gotta start over with a new story. But this one was super frustrating. Episode 5 is called Eulogy. Okay, we got the great Paul Giamatti, and we have a lady named Patsy Farron. Am I saying her name right? So Paul Giamatti is contacted one day, and he's told that someone from his past has died. And it turns out it was his lost love of his life. Okay, so he gets this device sent to him, and it's actually another one of these things you put on your head, just like in, what episode was that? Oh, the Hotel Reverie, where Issa Rae had to put this thing on the side of her head. So he gets one too. So there's this program where if you look at a picture, it would like consciously put you in the picture, like at that place at that time. However, it's still a picture. So everything is still, nothing's moving. And can you see someone's face? Well, it depends on if you can see the face in the picture, right? So there's a lot where this person, this woman that passed, he's taking like markers and scribbled her face off. So when he's there and looking at her, like it's the marker scribble over the face, so you can't see it. It's actually really good. But it's this, I do have to say, I kind of wish this was a movie. I would sit down and watch this movie. So he's going back, and he's like, this is how we met, and this is how we fell in love. But then, of course, with all love stories, something tragic happens, or someone did something to somebody, or someone cheated. So we're getting all that. And when you get to the end, it's just super sad. But it's so good. Yeah. And like I said, like I can really see this being a movie, but then if they do make a movie out of this, then you're just kind of being repetitive. But, oh. All right, you guys, last but not least, we have episode 6, which I had to like rewatch the next day to find out that's the one I skipped. So this one's called It's called USS Callister Into Infinity. So you guys, like, Black Mirror has its first sequel. Okay. Now I don't remember what season the first one was in, but it's actually a kind of a continuation of a previous episode from another season. Okay. Like I was confused because when I started to play it, it was like, last in this episode or, before, like a recap. And I was like, a recap? What is happening? Then I realized, oh, that's supposed to be there. Okay, this is a sequel to another episode. Okay, you got me. So, yes, if you are familiar with the USS Callister episode, we have a sequel. And it's so good. You got your real world. You have your video game world. There are people in the video game world who should not be there. They're not registered. What the fuck? You ever watch South Park and the awesome episode of Make Love Not War? Is that what the episode's called? Where they make fun of World of Warcraft, and there's a guy in the game like killing people, and everyone's getting pissed off. Shit like that is going down in this episode. That's all you need to know. If you like that one, watch this. It's an hour and a half, though. See, you could have used this hour and a half to tell the story about Paul Giamatti. Maybe I went to a better movie. But no, this episode is an hour and a half, but it goes by. You won't even feel it. So it's really, really short. But the other episodes are about an hour, so it's not that bad. So that's it, you guys. That is season 7 of Black Mirror. It's streaming again on Netflix. There is 6 episodes. Better than the 3. Remember that one season with like 3 episodes? They made us wait, and they're like, "That's all you get." All right. Well, I guess we have to wait another 2 years for the next one. Let me know in the comments below which one which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? I think my favorite is the eulogy. Like, that was super, super cool and sad. The Common People, the first episode, that one was really good. I don't know. I had to think of like my worst one. I guess the play one, the game, that one was weird. It's interesting, but that was probably my least one. Especially the ending. Fuck that ending. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, TTFN.